Hey wanderers, prepared to wander out in the woods today, and if you saw my last video, you're probably wondering where is the follow-up video to that of going out camping. Well, past 2 weeks I've been rained out from going to Pennsylvania to camp with my buddies, so we're just playing it by ear every weekend and seeing which weekend's going to have the better weather, and hopefully this next coming weekend the weather's going to break and we'll be able to get up in the mountains and do a little wild camping. So that video is coming, so I apologize for not producing anything last week. I'm behind on getting stuff done, but I'm back out in the woods today, and I really wanted to talk about a subject matter that I think is really important, and I see that it's lacking in a lot of preparation that people do. And the one thing that that is signaling, and the ability to signal a rescuer when you're in a situation. So we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to show you a product that I think solves that issue, but also solves a couple other issues, so stick around. Alright, so when everybody's talking about the preparation that they do for their survival kits, their hiking kits, their bushcraft kits, whatever, you know, we always go back to the 5 C's, the 10 C's, the 10 essentials, all these different systems that help us remember what items to bring. And you know, we're always got things covered like a metal container to boil water, a knife, fishing tackle, a whistle, you know, a tarp, all these different tools that help us you know, stay safe and keep us comfortable in the woods if an emergency occurs. But the problem is that a lot of these preparations are lacking in the signaling department. Now, a whistle, of course, is a great item, makes a lot of noise. I always carry a whistle in one of my kits, but sometimes that's not enough because a sound can get muffled. It doesn't always carry as far as you think it's going to carry. And one thing is that you want something that's visual, because especially here in Ohio, where we have a lot of dense woodland, as you see around me, something bright that's going to attract a ground search team is really important. And one thing that I started carrying is a Bushcraft Outfitters 5x7 MEST Tarp. This is what they call their SAR tarp, their search and rescue tarp. And as you can see by the stuff sack, this thing is super bright orange. So we're going to look at that today. I'm going to set it up, show you how effective this thing is as a signaling panel, but also it does double duty as a protective cover, because that also is incredibly important when you're trying to maintain your body heat, when you're lost and cold and you got to spend the night in the woods and you got to wait for rescue. So why not have an item that doubles as a signal panel but also works as your shelter system, and it's really going to attract somebody who's looking for you on the ground, and maybe even in the air. So we're going to take this thing apart, look at it, talk about its features, set it up, see how effective it is from a distance, and just go over all the ins and outs of it. So here we go. First of all, you can see the Bushcraft Outfitters logo right there, which I don't mean to brag, but that's actually a logo I designed. I work with Bushcraft Outfitters, have been for years, designing logos for them and helping them out. They're a great bunch of guys and a great company, and I fully support everything that they do. They have a very unique storefront, so if you haven't checked them out before, there'll be a link below, but go to bushcraftoutfitters.com. Check out their very unique style of gear. It's all been tested. It has all been verified by the people who run the company, and they just have, I like to support them as much as I can. So the first thing is we have the Sil Nylon Tarp. I believe the spec on this is 5x7 or 5x8. I know they recently changed that number, so you'll have to go online and check it out and see what the current spec is. Like I said, it is Sil Nylon, so it's very lightweight. This is the fluorescent orange variant. They also make OD green, coyote brown, there is a multicam, I think there's also a regular brown color. So if you don't like the orange, if that's something you want to keep separate in your kit, you don't want to be noticed with this type of tarp, they definitely have the more subdued colors. But the point of this is having something that when I'm hiking, that if I get in an emergency situation or I'm out hunting or whatever and I have to spend the night, I want something that helps the search team who's out looking for me find me, and this is definitely going to do that. Another thing is with their tarps, it's all sewn tabs. You can see the sewing there. So no heavy metal, you know, clunky rings or anything like that. No plastic tabs that are going to break. This is all nylon webbing, all sewn in very strongly. What I also carry is I throw in my bag, I try to throw in some stakes. So I got these 4 stakes. These are just, these are the Cooligans or Colgans stakes that you get at Walmart. Very cheap. Orange color, so they're a little bit easier to see on the green grass, but out here today they're going to be hard to see on the ground. I put a tab on them so I can grab them and pull them out of the ground easier. And then I like to carry a ridge line that's already ready to go. What I'm using is these Night Eyes clamps, these Tarp Clamps. I'll show you how these work. I've used these in other videos before. They're very quick to set up, so if I'm out here and I'm cold and I'm a little freaked out because I'm lost, I'm not going to have to sit there and think through my knots and worry about how to set up my tarp. It's going to be really quick and easy for me. And then of course some pre-tied line that's ready to go. So I've got everything I need. I just need to start now, set it up. Stands out like a sore thumb over there, doesn't it? So I don't know if you can tell, but there's 10 tabs along the perimeter of the tarp. What I've done is I just have these cams, these night-ice cams, run the cord through those, and that creates the tension and holds the cord, and then I just wrap the excess around as a safety knot. Same thing over here. But if I was in a situation where I needed to signal for help, I want someone to find me, this would be the way to go, because I could tuck under here. I could lower this, of course, to get more rain protection if it was raining, but if it was a dry day like today and I was waiting for someone to come and get me, I would definitely have this up high like this, because this creates such a huge surface area. I mean, it's like 5 by 8 of fluorescent material. That is gigantic, and you're going to see that. As a search and rescue person, which I did search and rescue for almost 10 years, I can tell you that being in the woods, the bright orange, the fluorescent orange really does pop out. Even in the fall, it'll stand out. Other colors that work really well are the high-vis blue, high-vis pinks. The yellows and greens don't do as well because there are some trees in the early spring that will mimic those colors, but for the most part, the fluorescent colors, the oranges, the pinks, and the blues really do stand out in most woodland landscapes, depending on in most seasons. So you're safe to go with the orange as always, and it's a color that people recognize as a safety color, an emergency color. It attracts a lot of attention, so this would be a nice comfortable shelter for the evening. And you know, I brought this in my haversack, and it's so light and so small. I think it weighs like 6 ounces. Why not bring something like this along? And it's affordable. You know, it's under $50, so it's a nice peace of mind to throw in your kit and have ready to go in a moment's notice. I definitely feel very safe with something like this. You know, it's going to get you out of a jam, keep you dry, keep you warm, but also let everybody know that you know, you need help. And that's really... All right, I hope you guys found this video useful. As always, please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next time on The Prepared Wanderer.